Game day, baby. Seat at the table. Seat at the table.
That's right. I'm going to the dance.
I tell you, I went to the dance with your beautiful wife, Dottie Wentworth, Saturday night.
I heard.
At the Wellbrock wedding.
Yeah, you're over there dancing with my wife while I'm meeting with Keith at the table, talking about big plans for new Waka leagues and such. Felt like a real Godfather moment, just like standing there. We're just straight discussing business at a wedding. And so, good times.
Yeah, I didn't know this. Apparently, the dance we're doing, Dottie said, is called the Bernie, which I'm guessing was Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
All right.
A couple of years ago, they had a rap song that was big on YouTube. It wasn't actually a real popular, but it was like Moving Like Bernie, and the whole video was just like dudes just dancing like a dead guy, like just being propped up. So
nice.
Yeah, we're talking about well, first we'll go ahead and jump right into it. We'll recap the Wellbrock wedding.
Yeah. First of all, we are 3 up, 3 down, as mentioned in Mr. Carl Lytle's Father of the Bride toast and blessing, which I really appreciate. Well, that he referenced us. Of course, the only man he picks out of the crowd is you, because
it's got to be about me.
It's got to be about you. But that he ended this presentation with everyone giving him a hell yeah. And he's like, let's bow our heads and pray.
Yeah, Carl Lytle, I really Matt's got a good father-in-law now. So I respect that man. So of course Matt can't be with us. We tried to get him to join us in the Google Hangout from St. Lucia, but I guess he's too busy consummating this marriage. So
I wondered for just a second if you were going to go to Matt having sex on his honeymoon. And then I wondered why I wondered. Because
of course.
That's clearly where this was headed.
Yes. So we are sans Matt. And we're, if you notice, the lighting isn't quite as good as it's been in recent weeks. Although it's not too bad, actually.
Camera might be a little.
Yeah, camera's a little lower, a little crooked.
My picture's straight. I have a level.
So you guys will get to see just how much work our producer, Mr. Brandon Silver, does, because he couldn't be here today. He's searching for his dog, Indy. Been missing for a few days. So definitely wishing him luck on that one. That's tough, anytime you lose a pet like that. So hopefully he's doing everything he can. I know that.
Yeah, he and I were on a late night walkabout last night.
Yeah.
A little concerned we were going to get shot by someone, but
we've, it's been a good thing to see, like, so many people helping him out, though. I know he's gotten some support. Saturday morning, I know that some guys from the league, myself, Josh Joyner, Steve Midlick, Nick Anderson, we're all the Grazianos all met up at his house, and we're I'll probably walk through 100 spider webs trying to get through the woods looking for this dog, but unsuccessful so far. But you know what, man, until they find a body, or you never know. I read a story the other day about a dog who was picked up in Illinois 4 years after he went missing in Colorado.
No shit.
And he had a microchip or whatever, so they scanned it and then they reunited him with the owner. So
homeward bound up in this business.
Well, the dog didn't quite make it back. It was
he
just, and if anything, he kept wandering 1,000 miles in the wrong direction. But
some of us are trying to put just a little bit of a happy twist on this.
No, it's a bummer, man. Anyone who's been there, like, I used to have a dog called Mr. Jaeger. He ran away. I was pretty bummed out for and then like a day later, he got picked up by the pound. He was a bad dog.
God, thanks. Jesus.
One time, I used to get out of the yard all the time, actually. But one time he got out of the yard, and one of my neighbors down the street came and knocked on our door and was like, you guys have a German Shepherd, don't you? And I said, yeah. And I said, well, you come get him. He's on my porch and he won't leave. And I'm scared because he just thought it was his house. So he was staying on the porch.
So he just takes after you. He shows up places he's not really wanted, hangs around, won't leave.
Yeah.
All right.
Much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are 3 up, 3 down, and this is a kickball
Miss
podcast.
Jaeger, man.
I,
Mr. Jaeger bombs.
did you have him as a child? Oh, I don't know.
No,
why I'm
I was
asking
an
questions
adult.
about this.
I
Oh,
had
okay.
him as an adult. He died of AIDS. He didn't die. I don't know. He might be dead. I had to give him away when I broke up with my ex.
The Riptide X.
Yeah. That was what caused the breakup, was her cheating with the mascot for the Norfolk Tides. His big blue furry balls.
Do you watch that video of him flipping the 4-wheeler?
Yes, I do. I love that video. Hey. Anyways, I guess we'll talk about kickball. Enough about Brandon and Matt and their ups and downs.
Tales of triumph and woe.
I still believe. So let's talk about some of these games. Week 5, VA Peninsula. We started out with the very anticipated matchup between Rumspringa and Kickass. Rumspringa was able to get out off the snide, earn a dominant 5-0 victory.
Yeah, when reached for comment, David Lopez said we just laid the lumber on him.
Yeah, so watch out for Rumspringa.
This was a 5-0 because it was a forfeit by Kickass. 6:30 game. I've been there. I've been on that team. This is it doesn't even warrant discussing further.
Yeah.
This happens. Rumspringa, second win of the season, though.
Kickass probably is the all-time leader in forfeits for the league, I would have to guess. I mean, it's not like that happens a ton, but it at least happens once a season where it's just like, well, we don't have the girls. And it's like, okay,
It happened twice the season we won the championship because I remember the hullabaloo about.
Well, that's what ended up getting you guys down to the 15 seed was 2 forfeit penalties.
Yep, just setting the table.
Poor Peanut Butter Jelly, man. They had their best season. They had their best season of VA Peninsula, and they earned the 3 seed, and their reward was like kick-ass just in the first round.
I like to think
first round.
First round. Yeah. I think it was a 12-0 win. Mr. Let's go Jellies over there, just fired up for a deep tournament run.
Dina.
All right. I started brenting there. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'll allow it.
I know you will.
I'll allow it. So the next game we had, actually, I might be out of order here, but I got Kilfs and Foul Balls.
You're fine.
This was a 6-2 game. I actually had expected it to be a pretty close one. Foul Balls going into this game, they were 4-1, and their one loss being against Cardiac, which is a respectable loss. And then, of course, the Kilfs were 4-0 going into this, so I saw this as a good test to see where each team was. Foul Balls came out very flat in the first inning, and just really it was everything that could go wrong was going wrong for them. And the Kilfs were just very aggressive around the bases.
I saw one man streaking around the bases. Mm-hmm. He was wearing shoes that night. Mr. Brian, no shoes more.
Yeah, no shoes had a home run in that first inning, and it was just sloppy. Not got on base in front of him, and no shoes. Maybe this was, I'm not sure. He was a little unconventional because he was kicking. He kicked a line drive to like second base, I think, and then like the player went to go throw it at Nocter. Nocter dodged it and overthrow, and it just kind of was it wasn't a home run like a bomb. It was a home run. Now run your ass off while they throw the ball around and then start kind of getting a little chippy with each other. I think, the big thing, and I attribute it to Andreas and his steady leadership, not being there this week. He's out of town for work and scouting, always looking for new talent.
Oh, we're always looking for new talent.
So him not being there, I think, really unsettled the group, and you could tell just, yeah, they were reeling. They recovered and, settled down a bit, but the damage was done at that point.
Trying to get no shoes, run around those bases. It's like going in the woods drunk with a dull hatchet and trying to chase a bear. It ain't going to end well for you.
Mm-mm.
The man's wily.
It didn't end well for me.
Yeah, and then I think you want to shout out to my former kick-ass teammate.
Yeah. So Trish, the captain of the Kilf, she gave a shout out to Ashley Moore. She says she really stood out defensively. She made some plays out there. Doesn't surprise me. She's got a softball background. Kind of under the radar, but she's one of the most reliable girls, at least on the defensive side of the ball that I've seen.
I don't remember who it was, but they said, yeah, there's this girl on the Kills. And I was like, it's Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, when I saw her throw it, I was like, girl's got a cannon.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying for a girl, like she can cock back at third and throw it to first. Like, don't mess around with that.
Yeah, no, she's good, and she should get some recognition in the media by the pundits.
I have.
Us, yes.
I voted for her for Comeback Player of the Year last season.
I think I had her on my All Peninsula ballot. I'm sure. I don't remember which team, but I definitely had her as one of the top females in the league.
All right, so a game I didn't see. Itch versus Kick Pitches. Get money, a 7-5 win for the Itch.
Yeah, this was a game that was pretty wild. It looked like it was going to be, KPGM is in that rough part of their schedule where they got Bizarro, Kick-Ass, Itch, and JFK all back-to-back, just like Cardiac does, just like Rumspringer does, just like Decomb does. They hadn't really, last week I think they lost to – who was it they lost to? Was it Bizarro? No. Maybe.
Maybe.
It was either –
No, that was Decomb and Bizarro.
It was Kick-Ass. No, they lost to Kick-Ass last week. So it wasn't really that close. It was like a 5-1 game, something like that. But I know that they didn't really give him a game. This game looked like it was going the same way. Itch went up early. Curtis Fabian had a home run. It looked like they were going to kind of cruise to the victory. But slowly but surely, the money's chipped away at the lead. And in the fourth inning, Andrew Lowell got a hold of one, crushed it, 2-run home run. It's a tie game, 5-5. But then you go into the fifth inning, and the story of that is just the Itch is so experienced and so good fundamentally. They get 2 base runners on. ERC sacks them over. Kirsten Lewis, sacrifice fly. They get that run in, and then David Baum does what he does. And
Bauma.
He's going to drive one in too to kind of give him an insurance run, and then they were able to lock it up. So that's the story of that game. But kudos to Kick Pitches for continuing to fight. It's one of those things that this is a team that has a lot of potential. Matt is fond of them, obviously. He just picks them as his dark horse. Actually, this year is Kilf's. I think it was dark horse.
Yeah.
But last year he's high on them. I'm high on them. They got a lot of potential going through this stretch. They may not win a single one of these games, but the experience and the reps that they get will help them when it comes to June. I think this is a good sign that they were able to fight back, tie it up after they were down by 4 runs. They fell short, but next time maybe not so much.
And this is what's dangerous about this team. This is what I said when we play them. They can score runs. They're quick. They can get on base in conventional and unconventional ways. That's their strength.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite their defense, which could get there because they've got 2 really raw, talented guys in Lowell and Dex.
Yeah.
And then I won't say his
Schultz
name.
been pitching, dude.
Fine.
You got to give him some credit, man.
I do.
Big Jeff is.
I just don't like to give him any name drops. But yeah, they could get there. Like you're saying with these reps, if the defense gets there, they could score runs. and they can move, so that could make them very dangerous.
Yeah, it's just about that consistency and that experience. But you mentioned those guys. Talk about Jeff Schilt pitching, and they also got some other pieces. Adam Shelton is a very good player. Their girls are just all great. It's
Randi.
Yeah, Randi. Mary Kennedy. They got a couple of other new girls. The names are. They're slipping by. They're rookies, but they look awesome. Like,
At kickball. Or...
Yes. This means not available. No, they look like, they're really good athletes and have been impressed. So, yeah, they're a team to watch. But
right.
Itch, they do what they do.
Got to do what you got to do. Bizarro and Cardiac Arrest at 7:30. A 2-2 tie, which I always loved. My high school football coach. It's like kissing your sister, tying a ball game. But this one for us, Cardiac, didn't feel much like a tie because it was coming back in the bottom of the 5th to tie it up. Ryan Schmidt. Well, first Riley getting on base to lead off the inning.
Yep.
Is a guy who, after my own heart, will lead off with the line drive. Like, that's a kicker. Like to do that. Little failure from our next kicker up that inning. But then Ryan Schmidt drove him in from second.
You still moved him over at least. So.
And then finally, who kicked the ball in the right field? Was that you?
No, it was. I got intentionally walked, and then Travis Cobb kicked the ball to right field,
which off the girl's hands, but like fortuitously for Bizarro into the hands of their streaking right center fielder. So preserved a 2-2 tie.
John O'Donnell was the guy who caught it off the fingertips. So the whole story of the game.
Well, I couldn't possibly.
One of the plays that really stood out, so 2-2 game, runs were at a premium. We stomped out a rally that they had in the 4th inning. They scored one of those runs to give them a 2-1 lead. They would have scored another one if it wasn't for this man right here. My partner, Nathaniel Johnson, scooping a ball up in center field.
From a nice kick by Brandon Silver.
Scoops it up, just throws it right on a line to home plate to get Kyle Lewis, who was being very aggressive and going for it, but you had him just dead to rights, which was good.
You don't get 4-team All-Peninsula outfield without a few plays like that in the old breadbasket.
I'll tell you what, man, a good put out from the outfield kind of it gets me hyped.
I put out. I love that it's you hyped when I put out.
It was, and you did a good job of making the throw just high enough to where I couldn't cut it off because I certainly was trying to cut that off.
I saw you.
I was like, okay.
You ain't going to ruin this for me, Whitworth. This is my moment.
I'm glad I didn't. So, yeah, it was like I said, 2-2 tie. Another tie for Bizarro. That's their 3rd of the season.
And I will note Brandon did call for a 2-2 tie on last week's episode.
Oh yeah,
that was his prediction from the director's chair.
Yeah. It was a fun game. It was one of those games that just very evenly matched, very focused, and really I felt like it was a pretty clean match from both teams as far as just people were just executing, and it was a lot of fun to play in that game.
It really is kind of a throwback game for me. It felt like the old days of, every week was a battle like that, nip and tuck all the way. So, good game. Both sides. Thanks, Manny, for sticking around to ref. I enjoyed seeing him.
Yeah, I really appreciate Manny and Derek and Jeff White and Laura Schmidt. Yeah, it's a tough thing when you forfeit a game, but you still have reffing duties. You still have those obligations, and I appreciate that they met those obligations. They did a good job.
Upset of the week probably is underselling this next game. Upset of the young season, perhaps. I don't remember much bigger than Don't Come on My Base, 3-0 over Just for Kicks. And I think Josh after the game when he was reffing. He said the bottom of the lineup was really getting it done for Decombe, and then obviously Flores was doing what he do on the mound to shut out JFK. And JFK, not to take anything away from Decombe, but some uncharacteristic mistakes by them were made in this game, both throwing the ball around, and then I saw at the end of the game, the top of their order, like bunts going down the first base line, popping up near the mound.
Well, some of that you can definitely attribute to Mark Flores. Obviously, he kind of makes people bunt poorly from time to time.
And then my number one biggest fan, Kaylee Zapata, making the catch in right field when I heard them go nuts and I realized they had won the game when she grabbed a nice little kick in the right. So thanks, Kaylee, for supporting me through my media career, and nice job.
Yeah. No, that's great. I think you mentioned the top or the bottom of the Decombe lineup was really doing work, and the bottom is stocked with rookies, or at least rookies to Waka, which is different. But Ryan Allen and Cassandra Leonard both started it off with bunt singles, and then Brian Gossage moved him over on a sacrifice, and then at that point they got back to the top of the lineup. Carl Schultz, Taylor Tomlinson, and Nick Schmidt all drove in their runs. And then you mentioned that kick, or that catch by Kaylee to kind of clear it up. So really cool win, and it was nice to see Decombe. They were. Yeah, Manny was pretty pumped up, and they were all pumped up. That's well they should be.
Wouldn't shut up about it.
That's a big victory, and I don't want to take anything away from you. It's one that it's interesting. JFK, you're starting to see a little bit unpredictable depending on what their roster is going to be like. Eric Stevens and obviously they're difference makers. Eric was making a lot of diving catches and really, doing what he does with his hustle. But they were missing Adam Tatum and Aaron Bobby, and you know what? The offense just is the offense is just completely different without those two dynamic players in there, because they're so skilled, they're so fast, they're so aggressive. I mean, Aaron Bobby almost single-handedly destroyed us when we played him the week before.
Yeah. Those are two guys that can lead off for any team and damn near kick fourth for any team.
Yeah.
And charge and catch for any that's ridiculous to find that package together in one person and then have two of those people.
Yeah, so hats off to Decombe, man.
I feel like we're watching a Brian Freed video on YouTube here. This guy's teaching us how to smoke a pipe. You want to go get pipes after this and then turn on the volume here?
Oh, you know what? That's we were
DJ Chameleon's.
No. It's because it's a related video to smoking bunts is smoking pipe. Yeah, you guys obviously can't see it because it's off camera, but we have the TV running because we were watching the Smoking Bunts versus Hot Dogs and Tacos game that Jeremy Smithy had uploaded. And then once that finished, YouTube started playing a video of an old guy smoking a pipe it's been on for at least 10 minutes. I have no idea what this dude's saying because it's on mute. But
yep. So for any of you who have wondered, yes, we do sit around and watch kickball videos prior to the show.
Don't they?
And during work and over the weekends.
I wish I had access to YouTube at work. All right, let's go on. Fireballs versus Pitching Dez. This is a matchup between two teams that going into this game had yet to score a single run, let alone get a victory in this young season.
Yeah, Brent was calling for a offensive explosion.
Yeah, I was calling for an offensive explosion. Didn't quite happen. Fireballs, they managed to break the seal, scored a couple. Pitching Dez, just, they just didn't get it done, man. And I was talking to some of the guys afterwards, and it just seems like, they're still learning. And I think, part of it's lineup issues. They had a lot of first two people would get on and then run into a couple outs, and it just, so I think they're kind of if they can fix their lineup a little bit to make it more efficient and more compact with, stringing together 3 or 4 base hits instead of just 2, then rally killers. I don't know. But that's hard to do because they're all so inexperienced that, how do you even tell who's, I don't know. I hope to see them, I don't know, put one across the plate this week.
Yep, a good job for them holding Fireballs to 2 runs. That's a positive takeaway for pitching D's nuts.
Yeah, but that's part of the Fireballs defense actually isn't bad. Their charger, shucks, what's his name?
Shucks, I don't know. Gee golly whiz darn.
I think it's Jesse.
Pinkman?
Yeah, Jesse Pinkman. You're out, bitch. Let me look it up.
While you do that, I'm going to ghost commentary on there's a team called New Hey Hey, which might be my favorite team name from viewing this. So
Hey.
I'm watching Eric Schleschel right now. I'm going to he's wearing that stupid hat with the I thought I'd start a podcast and I'd call it 3 Up, 3 Down because, I was 3 times the man anyone else was. So, I did that alone for a couple of years. I bought some swords. And then then I bought this Superman costume and I would wear it around on the weekends at night. And if I saw children, I would pick them up and give them candy. Not that cheap shit. I would give them like Starburst and Skittles. I love that he's turned into like
I don't know what the hell you're going.
a jazz man here.
Well, I got the guy's name. His name is Jesse Evans. Great job. Are we frozen?
Shit. Well, no one's watching, so no one's there to tell us. Thanks a lot.
I think it's just a video, though. I don't know.
Oh, well,
Can you guys text us or something if we're... The microphone stuff is still working, though. It looks like the mic's still going. I like the face that I'm making in this frozen video.
that's me. Well, this is what I get for making fun of Eric.
I know.
I did this.
The YouTube, the karma of podcasting.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, that was your notification.
Yes, I told you that.
Son of a gun. We just need a sign. We just need a sign. Can you hear us? Mic check 1 2. Because I don't want to keep talking about this if we're not live. Or I do want to keep talking. I just need to know if I got to censor myself or not. We got 3 viewers right now, so I guess whatever. Click the link and see if it is frozen. Appreciate your patience in holding while we work through these technical difficulties.
That's going to make a difference, but it appears to be frozen here.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's got the audio.
well, if it does have audio, it just caught you.
I wonder if the mic caught that. I can't hear anything.
Well, yeah, the speakers on this computer don't work.
Oh.
You gotta put this in just right. Yeah.
So
it's a little behind.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, if you're joining us, you're listening to the audio version of 3 Up, 3 Down, the official podcast of the Waka VA Peninsula League.
It's pretty awesome. I got a monitor now.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing us on a 10-second delay, which I think destroys the point of having a monitor. But you know what? I'm going to wear this because it looks awesome.
All right, so where were we at? What were we talking about? We just finished talking about fireballs and pitching Dez. Let's move on to 5-toe death kick and eat my short kick. So the story of this game is that there was a pitch that was called a ball that should have been a strike. And as a result, Five-Toe Death Kick was able to overcome that handicap and earn a big victory.
A 5-0 Death Kick came out hot, though. They were scoring some runs and stuff. They were moving runners around the bases. I said, this ain't going to be good for Eat My Short Kick. So, but good on them for coming back, getting back in the business.
Yeah, Five-Toe Death Kick, they're a team that's really been impressing me lately. And I am not easily impressed, I'll say that. But I like the way this team's come together, man. I ranked them 15th out of 16 teams on the preseason. And I feel like they're proving me wrong, man. They're better than that. So, damn, sorry, man.
God, I smell that fart.
Yeah.
To go.
You
did this to me before.
It might not be the same fart, man, because I did another one.
All right.
Eat My Short Kick, though. Up and down, man. There's just another team that's on that roller coaster. And, they're a team that they have the talent, man. They just got to limit the mistakes. No less an authority than Brian No Shoes Moore was promoting the talent of Eat My Short Kick this past week at Lucky's. He was talking about how good they were, how impressive they were, when the Kilfs played them a week or two ago. So, I mean, they're turning heads. They're doing work. It's just the results are a little inconsistent.
They are. I've been impressed with what I've seen, especially for a team that I think it's pretty clear doesn't put any effort into the game outside of an hour on Wednesday night. Like, they're not – I was telling someone that before the game, and then Five-Toe scored all those runs. They're like, oh, yeah, good job, asshole. Yeah. I was like, no, they're a decent team. I reffed them last week. They had a good game against the Kilfs. Yep. Can you screen share? Could we at least get something up there?
I don't think we can.
All right.
Well,
I wish that picture was showing. Anyway, let's get through the rest of these.
What do I screen share? This calculator?
Yeah, the calculator. Put a wedding picture up.
Okay.
Then we had the game we were watching earlier. Hot dogs and tacos were smoking bunts. The bunts keeping a good thing going. They got a 4-3 win over Hot Dogs and Tacos. A really good game. Karen Savell, the silent killer, batting second for smoking bunts. She gets her second walk of the season. She's second in the league in walks, mind you, with 2. But she's lighting up the stat sheet. I liked what I've seen from them. They played solid. They got Casey Eck playing catcher now. But I saw John Vrooman with just some disgusting English on the ball while he was pitching in this game. I haven't seen him pitching lately. I don't know if he's missed a few games, but my man was dealing. He had some nasty wiggle waggle on that big red ball, confusing the Hot Dogs and Tacos kicker. And again in this game, we've mentioned him before. We didn't have stats to back it, but Todd Schimmel for Hot Dogs and Tacos leads the league with 10 RKIs on the year, and that's 10 RKIs and 9 at-bats.
That's ridiculous.
That's just silly.
That dude just drives and runs. But you know what? That's a credit to those Hot Dogs and Taco players who were kicking in front of him. The screen share is working. All right. That's a credit. That's a credit to them because obviously you can't drive in runs if there's no one on base in front of you. So Hot Dogs and Tacos has figured a few things out on offense, and damn if Todd Schimmel ain't leading the way.
Yes, sir. Last game.
Oh, I switched to something else.
Yes.
How do I still?
That's my Big Green Buddies post. Leave it.
All right.
I was really proud of.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
Really proud of my game announcements every week when I was the BGB captain.
Big Green Buddies.
Big Green Buddies. Does this look like the Luigi's death face? Gets me every time.
Well, I guess
I'm a big fan of Sweet Lou. I like Luigi.
It's just frozen on what we were. I guess I could go on to what the actual games are.
Well, that's no fun. All right. Just for kicks versus fireballs, it was apparently such a blowout. You didn't even put the score in here. I'm gonna just assume JFK blew the doors off.
What? Yeah. What the hell? How is this possible? I know I was late getting the score. I guess I didn't update it after I got it. It was like 12-3, I think, or something like that. Yeah, Eric Stevens had a home run. The JFK defense or offense was just they had a little chip on their shoulder after being shut out by Decombe, going up against the Fireballs, who, they came out with a good attitude,
Overmatched,
and they gave it their best. But yeah, they're just not on the same level at this point. And
Brent, man, you got to stop that farting.
But the cool thing was that we talk about Fireballs, a team that had trouble scoring runs up until this week. They scored 2 against Pitch and Des in their first victory, and then in their doubleheader, they put 3 up on JFK, and they were 3 legit runs. There was a really nice kick that one of their guys had that just landed right on the line, drove in a couple. They started to get a little bit of some swagger going there. They had some momentum. So good job for them hanging in there and playing hard. So
just trying to get some info from my sources.
What's the question?
Well, Timothy Nellis said he wasn't playing. Thank you. We only talk about one male person on this podcast, so using pronouns is really helpful.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say who wasn't playing.
Anyway, I'm making a leap and guessing it's Vermin. We'll see. Okay. Brent, dude.
Whoa,
you got to cut that out.
That wasn't me.
And now trying to blame it on someone else because there's no video.
Oh, I'm going to make you pay for that.
That's disgusting, man. It's terrible. I
don't know if the microphone picked that up, but George just ripped a wet fart.
That was Brent.
No, it wasn't me this time.
That has been you all night.
Hey, man, I claim my stuff.
Well, then claim this.
All right. Let's talk about this week coming up.
Let's.
Week 6, May 13. Games are at Lindsay Middle School. Damn it, let me update that.
So everyone check your restraining orders and pending court cases. We will be at a middle school. Yeah, you gotta check it out, man. I've had problems with this sort of thing before, so you just want to read over the verbiage.
Right now, if the screen share is working, you get a little behind the scenes at some of the, the nuts and bolts behind it. How do I put the note in there? Maybe you're not. Oh,
all right. I'm going to keep talking while you do that.
Please do.
Yeah, I'm going to say 5-toe death kick against the Fireballs. I've been pretty impressed with 5-toe death kick. Not that they're going to come out and light the world on fire, but they put together a solid little group of kickball players. So I think they get the win over the Fireballs, but this will be a good game. I'm saying like a 3-2 win for 5-toe, unless the ball starts to fly around.
This is a matchup that's a rematch from the play-in round of last fall's VA Peninsula tournament. In that game, 5-toe death kick eliminated Fireballs. I think that this is going to happen once again. We're not eliminating, obviously. You don't get eliminated week 6, but
go home, don't come back.
I think the result of the game will be the same. I think 5-toe is they're on a roll, man. I think they're going to get to 500 this week with the victory over Fireballs. But you know what? Fireballs, if they keep that momentum going, scoring some more runs, hey, anything can happen any given Wednesday.
All right, eat my short kick. We'll get the win over Pitching Des. They'll score 4 runs, 4 runs. Hold Pitching Des, plate 1. This could be your time, and I think they will. Breakthrough, score a run.
God, I hope so. I'm rooting for Pitching Des. Eat my short kick, I agree. I'll go 5. A 5-run victory.
Then we got the Foul Balls versus Smoking Bunts. And you know what? This is an evenly matched game on paper, and I'm gonna play the hot hand here. I'm going with the Smoking Bunts, eking out a win, or you know what? They could even turn it on, but they'll win this game. Couple runs.
Interesting matchup from the perspective of the Foul Balls have had a pretty prolific offense so far this season. They're averaging 5.33 runs a game. That's among the league leaders for runs scored. While Smoking Bunts, they just seem to be every week they play a 1-run game where they just eke out a victory. So they always have a knack of just finding that extra run. And in fact, their run, you can see it in their run differential. They've scored 13 runs and they've allowed 12, and they're 4-1. That's ridiculous, man. They got a good thing going, man. I think this is a really, really interesting matchup. So I might check this one out, man. I might be camping out at Field 3, seeing what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Bizarro versus Rumspringa at 7:30. Rumspringa, can they keep a good thing going? Put together the first winning streak of the season. They've got Bizarro. Don't see it happening. Wellbrock gone on his honeymoon. That's not so much of a loss. But Katie Wellbrock gone. That is a big loss. Katie Lytle or Katie Wellbrock being gone is a big loss. Bizarro.
Yeah, I see. It's hard to say. Rumspringa seems to be, obviously outside of the forfeit, we joke about the winning streak. But the week before, Rumspringa had a really good game against the Itch. They just fell short. So hopefully they continue to capitalize on that. I know these guys have the talent. They certainly have the experience. Just something's not clicking for them completely. And Bizarro is a tough team to get it going. On the flip side, Bizarro is going to have to look for a way to manufacture some more runs. They got 3 ties so far this season. They haven't had a loss, but they're not exactly lighting it up. They've only scored 6 runs to this point in 5 games. That's not that great, but their defense is stout, man. They're leading the league in runs allowed at 4 runs.
A source on Rumspringa told me at the top of their order, which I'm looking at them as their strength, has not been able to get the offense going. So, if they could get it together, get a few runs here, they got a shot against Bizarro.
Yeah, they'll have to contend with, the Kyle Tyson or Jeff Morehart or whoever they throw out on the mound. They got a couple of options there. It's a tough team to kind of get things going. So.
The gauntlet continues for Don't Come on My Base. They've got the Itch this week.
Yeah.
They got the Itch. They got the kickball itch, man. Could they put together another big upset? I don't know. It's possibly.
Yeah, I can see it happening. I think one of the things to consider is that this is a game that's going to be played on Field 2, which when we play at these alternate fields at Briarfield, or in this case, Lindsay Middle School, the softball field itself is not as big as the baseball field at Warren Memorial. So we can't fit all 3 games on the grass. So fair warning, Field 2 is going to be on the dirt. So when you're looking at that, you got to consider that this is going to be a low-scoring game, I think. And you got 2 pitchers, Will Monroe for the Itch and Mark Flores for Decomb. They're going to be slinging that ball across that dirt. Let me tell you, that's going to make some very uncomfortable at-bats for some of these kickers. And I can see a lot of foul-outs. I can see a lot of bad bunts, pop-ups, those type of things happening. So I don't know. That's going to be the matchup to watch, is how those teams adapt to playing on what's a perfectly fine fielding, surface, but it's just one that we're not used to typically playing on.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. That will be interesting to watch.
Yeah, so I don't know. This will be an interesting one to see. I see the Itch as being slight favorites, but after the way Decomb played last week, I'm not as confident as I would have been 2 weeks ago in picking them.
Heard that.
Yes.
I got to fill in for Wellbrock. Hot dogs and tacos versus chaotic kills. Hot dogs and tacos, man, up and down. You know, some days they're the hot dog, some days the taco. Sometimes they're giving it out. Sometimes, man, they're taking it.
They score a lot of runs. They're currently leading the league with 5.5 runs per game. Here we got them going up against the undefeated Kilfs. They're going to need 5.5 runs. I mean, you know, if that was possible.
They'll need it because the Kilfs have only given up 5 runs all season.
Yeah, and the Kilfs have a pretty prolific offense on their own right. They're scoring 5.2 runs. Could be good, man. This is an interesting matchup, but I obviously you got to ride the hot hand. The Kilfs have shown so far that, and they just got a swagger about them. They're really they're confident.
Got that hobo swagger.
They're pumped up, man. They got that hobo swagger. They're giving out that jacket this week. No shoes, man of the match.
Gold jacket, green jacket. Who gives a shit?
That's a good reference. I go with chaotic Kilfs, but hot dogs and tacos, man. We'll see how the Kilfs, what their plan is to contain that Todd Schimmel.
He's a manimal.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be playing at 8:30 on Field 1, Cardiac Arrest versus Kick-Ass.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun game. Again, we're in that gauntlet, so obviously we're hoping that KA can fix whatever staffing issues they had last week and field a team, because I'm looking forward to this match. I know you are too, against our former team, Kick-Ass. I never got an invite to play on the Kick-Ass this year. Kind of salty about that a little bit, to be honest with you. So I'm looking to do some damage.
I love Manny too much to ever be mad at him.
I mean, I'm not mad. That's just salty. Like,
you're always salty. So you got a salty mouthful over there.
Yeah, it's true. That's because I put salt in my Starbucks coffee instead of sugar.
My man, you get it right.
It's the Jungle Gym transformation. Use salt instead of sugar.
Salt up, boys. Jeremy Smithy wants to know if this is a trap game for the Kilfs.
It possibly could be. That's actually a good question. You look at, I was just talking about the Kilfs' swagger and their confidence. These guys are riding high and they're proud of themselves, and they should be. But you know what? Pride has a good way of kind of getting the best of you sometimes. Hot dogs and tacos, they got talent.
Pride cometh before the fall.
I would like to see.
I have some notes on Greek tragedies in there if you'd like to learn a thing or two about pride.
Perhaps
Let's just take some readings from my college notebooks here.
Perhaps afterwards.
Okay. Later we'll discuss Aeschylus. I don't know how to pronounce that name. JFK versus Kick Pitches Get Money. Like you were saying earlier about JFK, depending on who shows up here, this game could be very, very interesting.
Yeah. Like I said, if Aaron Bobby and Adam Tatum are there, then Kick Pitches Get Money is going to get the doors blown off them. But if those two are missing again, JFK, obviously they have the talent without those guys to take care of business, but that definitely improves KPGM's odds. But yeah, it should be a good game. I think it's again, it's part of that maturing process for Kick Pitches Get Money, and just getting these reps against these very experienced elite teams. It's not necessarily the result; it's the process of getting better, and you can only do that by playing these good teams and learning from it. So we'll see.
Yeah, people post a lot of shit on here. All right, so that's last week and next week. Are we really? I am going to answer this question because there's already been enough farts from you over here. I would rather all my farts be harmless but extremely loud. I would walk around the house literally all the time, flatulating if that were the case.
Just tooting your horn.
Yeah,
All right.
I'd try to play music. Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. I get a butt kazoo. Yeah, it would sound kind of like that, probably.
Bless me.
Yeah. My butt kazoo would be your sneeze.
All this stuff on the page.
Yeah, Wade and Kim think they're going to impress us by asking about uranium. Well, you tell me about the Great Revival.
I don't give a
And
fuck
then-
about uranium.
Yeah. Except when it's an Avengers storyline, right?
Yeah, man. Of course.
No jokes about my Tumblr account, Sprint?
Uh,
I didn't I set you up with anything.
yeah, no. It's got to come organically.
Yeah, I should start a Tumblr account with pictures of that.
Yes. Your Eric Schleschel.
My Eric Schleschel Tumblr account. That's a loaded gun right there.
Eric Schleschel is village people looking motherfucker.
Now we've moved into the Eric Schleschel minute of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we get our plugs in. There's a lot of stuff going on, as there always is. We got the Walk Mid-Atlantic tournament is coming up on May 23rd. Registration closes this weekend, so if you haven't signed up yet, make sure you get signed up because you're not gonna want to miss this, man. It's good times. There'll be a lot of good teams. Really teams of all skill levels, man. Just coming out and playing the game, having a good, enjoyable day of kickball. So go to kickball.com to sign up for the regional. If you don't have a team but you want to play, hit me up because I know there are captains who are still looking for players. So it doesn't matter your skill level. Just reach out to me and I'll help you find a team. I'll match you up with one of these guys looking for players. So,
I love when you play matchmaker.
Yeah, me too. I enjoy it.
Noting this picture you have up.
But we
Waka
got,
matchmaking.
right now we got for the Mid-Atlantic 15 groups. I think there's one there that probably won't end up filling out, but we got teams from obviously a lot of teams from here locally, but we have groups from Maryland, from DC, and from North Carolina who are coming into town just to play and to party with us. Because that same night we have our mid-season party, which is going to be at Taps. We're going to have 6 kegs, half-price appetizers, $3 domestics, and more that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, it's behind.
Yeah, it's behind. So it's going to be a good time. So sign up. What else do I got to plug? I got to plug
Mid-season brunch Sunday.
yes, this Sunday, the 17th, we got our mid-season brunch so we have 2 mid-season parties this year. This is going to feature some free mimosas, $2 Bloody Marys, and just great food. It's at Harpoon Larry's. It's at noon. Harpoon Larry's is on J. Clyde Morris Boulevard. And
Only you can take a perfectly good 5-second plug and turn it into a 3-minute long plug.
and we need to start writing out copy and doing it.
We could have just left it at mid-season brunch on Sunday.
Man, I
Go to the page for details.
got to give the people the details, man. I'm hyping it up a little bit. It's
There'll
going to
be
fun.
mimosas.
It's going to be something different, something unique. We're doing it after Sunday afternoon mid-season party. I'm excited about it. I'm sorry that I want to talk about it a little bit more detail. Christ.
Draft League. Draft party is June 28th. Sign-ups are open now. It's probably the most fun you can have in a kickball league in this. So highly recommended, everyone. If you haven't done it, talk to someone who has done it, and you'll be convinced in 30 seconds.
Additionally, we have a new sand volleyball league that is being run by Waka. Stephanie Ramit is the community coordinator for that. It'll be played on Thursday nights at Paradise Ocean Club in Fort
Almost paradise.
Right.
We're knocking on heaven's door.
So that's going to be really fun. You go to kickball.com for more information about that. Even though it's volleyball, you still go to kickball.com.
What?
I know, that's nuts.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's gonna be a fun league. Paradise Ocean Club. I haven't been there yet, but I hear it's the hot spot in the summer. So
It's pretty cool, man.
looking forward to doing some bumping and grinding there.
Mm.
And then the last plug is that there'll be an announcement this week about another new Waka League. It's not kickball. It's another sport. My man Corey Pochop just got hired. He's going to run this league along with Keith Morehart, who you all are familiar with. So yeah, that's going to happen, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not gonna make it, but just look out for that because it just gives you another thing. It's going to be a Tuesday night league. More details to come.
Will it involve brooms?
No. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything.
Well, it's
It's
obvious.
a big surprise. So
Okay. Woo!
maybe I'll tell you offline
All right.
if you're nice.
Well, then that's a long shot. That's a real long shot.
So maybe I won't.
That's it.
That's
Let's
it.
go. I'm tired.
Yeah, we're good,
Yeah.
man. Thank you guys all for watching the audio version of 3 Up, 3 Down.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening, I guess, and watching whatever I'm looking at on the screen show.
Yeah, I think there's a hole in the market now. Van Pelt and Rosillo are splitting up. Mike and Mike are adding a third host. So the audio game, it's ours for the taking, son.
Yeah, until Eric Schlessel and that Connecticut crew start doing an audio version of their podcast.
You know what? Oh God, why don't we just we'll just start doing the dumbest shit and they'll do it.
Yeah,
And-
yeah, man. We
I-
should start showing our butts and stuff.
Oh man, what I was thinking earlier, I was like, well, if we're all audio,
Yeah,
why don't we just
might as well get
take clothes off here?
fix
Oh,
fix
God.
it. Come on, work.
I feel much better now. Ah,
Turn camera on. That's just not right. Done.
Yep, I'm wearing less clothes, but you can't tell. Suckers!
I get
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Hey, remember again, Lindsay Middle School. Don't show up at War Memorial. Don't show up at Briarfield. I apologize for the confusion.
But you're terrible.
It's at Lindsay Middle School. Apologize for the confusion, but we're playing kickball tomorrow. That's what's important.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting. Brent still fixes tournaments. Good night.
Good night.